In today's session, I'm going to tell you a story about an actual ministry session, a healing prayer session, so that you can picture it. But if you haven't already listened to why Transformational Life Coaching Works, and then the second part of that, which is what does a session entail, what does a session involve, same thing. If you haven't watched those two, please stop this now and view those so that this will make more sense, okay? So it's why Transformational Life Coaching Works, and then what a session involves. And that will really help you understand this. Okay, so assuming you have watched those, a little review is that the basic 4 steps in a simple healing session are: 1, present emotion. What is the person feeling? Or if you're getting healing yourself, what are you feeling? Or what were you feeling when you were triggered? So that's the key. What negative emotion? Then we use the emotion to lead us back to a childhood memory, and in that memory we're looking for information, and eventually, what was the lie believed? What was the little child's heart believing at that moment? And then the 4th step is truth received, a revelation of some kind from God that displaces the lie, heals the belief system, and brings peace. Okay? So this is a story about a session I had on myself. Okay, so other people, other facilitators were helping me. And the issue was a feeling of a lack of confidence and a lack of success. Now, like with most healing sessions, that wasn't really my reality. I was being successful, and I was confident at what I was doing, but underlying, apparently, was this emotion, this sense of lack of confidence. And I want freedom and I want peace, so I was willing to submit to a session. So I felt that feeling and put aside the present, followed the emotion, and the memory picture that popped up was I'm a toddler. Like, I'm barely able to walk, and I'm in my diapers, and I'm wandering around the house trying to find anybody. So here's this little kid, bow-legged, going down the hallway in diapers. I can't find anybody. So eventually I end up in the middle of the kitchen floor. I flop down in despair. There's this puddle. And the lie that got planted was, I am alone and unable. Well, if you're, less than a year old, that's really painful to believe you're all alone and you're unable. And so it just felt completely appropriate at that moment, apparently, to just flop down in a puddle and really agree with that belief system, partner with it. Okay, so that's the memory picture, the lie, and now in the session we invited Jesus to bring truth in whatever way he wanted. And I want to stop here for just a second and say it's different every time, it's different for everybody. There's no set way that God communicates to the human heart to heal us. So I don't want you to think your healing session has to look like mine, okay? So, in that particular case, it was a very fun visual that I got. So I'm in my pain, and in slides Jesus across the linoleum floor, right? Savior! And he takes me by the hand and picks me up on my feet and walks me, simply 6 or 8 feet to the back door. The screen door is closed, and points my mother out. My mother's right on the back porch hanging out clothes. But what that visual did in my heart was give me this impression that Jesus is with me always, so I'm never alone. I will never be alone. And because he's with me always, I was able to find somebody because he helped me. And at that moment, he communicated to my heart like a new name, like a title. And he said, "You are Neil, the one God is with." Which really reminded me of, didn't God say that to Moses at one point? Tell them, I am with you. So I got these impressions and like a title that shifted that identity level belief, and the pain just instantly went away. And I felt I could do anything. I'm with Jesus. I'm not alone. So then it's as if he looks me in the eye, Jesus, and he's got this mischievous look on his face as he looks at me, the toddler, as if to say, "What do you want to do now? Like, you're not alone and you're capable. What do you want to do?" So we decide to walk up the wall and down the hall back toward the living room, upside down on the ceiling, because we can. And so this, for whatever reason, this is part of the healing of little Neil's heart, was this visual. And so we walk down the ceiling toward the living room. Now, earlier in the memory, I had been going around the house, trying to see out and looking frantically. Well, now I'm standing in the center of the living room ceiling with Jesus, which makes it very easy to look out the front window outside. And so all this, it just feels so peaceful and full of joy. And next scene, I'm back in the kitchen with my hands across my little chest, like Superman would look. And my mother comes in the back door. And I have this inner impression that it's like, you have no idea who you're dealing with, And I can envision this little invisible cape fluttering behind me like a Superman cape. And it was just this enjoyable restoration of my heart. And I have put that sticky note on my bathroom mirror. Neil, the one whom God is with. And it reminds me of the revelation, the encounter. See, that's what heals us. It's not book truth. It's not rational thinking. It's an encounter with Jesus, the truth. And he sets us free. Hope that's an encouragement. God bless for now.